सुख जूते इस जीवन का सार है तू। तू सत्यम तू शिवम सुंदरम। तू सत्यम तू शिवम सुंदरम। हम सब चपलिश तेरे अम्बे। चरण कमल है तेरे अम्बे। चरण कमल है तेरे। हो समयासु फूल में श्रद्धा अंतर मेले कर उजियारा। तेरे मंदिर में नतमस्तक नभ में सूरज चांद सितारे। हमने तेरी मुस्कानों में हमने तेरी मुस्कानों में देखे मधुर सवेरे अम्बे। चरण कमल है तेरे अम्बे। चरण कमल है तेरे अम्बोरे। जन्म जन्म के अम्बोरे। जन्म जन्म के निश दिन देते पेरे अम्बे। चरण कमल है तेरे अम्बे। चरण कमल है तेरे। जय जय माँ जय जय माँ जय जय माँ। जय जय माँ जय जय माँ जय जय माँ। जय जय माँ जय जय माँ जय जय माँ जय जय माँ। जय जय माँ जय जय माँ जय जय माँ। जय जय माँ जय जय माँ जय जय माँ जय जय माँ। जय जय माँ जय जय माँ जय जय माँ। जय जय माँ जय जय माँ जय जय माँ। जय जय माँ जय जय माँ जय जय माँ। जय जय माँ जय जय माँ।
प्रेम से बोलो श्री दुर्गा माता की जय। Today, everyone, we bow down to Mata Durga. Today is her day, the day that we dedicate to her. Of course, she can provide us with blessings on all of the days, but we choose Fridays to dedicate to Mata Durga, to perform more prayers than we would on a day like Thursday or on a day like Wednesday. The reason that we do this is because we're looking for more blessings. We're looking for more than what we would get on a usual day. This is something as humans we tend to do a lot. We try to maximize what it is that we can receive. Because getting more is always better for us. Once we can have more, it is the best thing. That's the reason that we pray on certain days, that we offer certain colored fruits, certain things. Bhagavan will accept any fruit. But this is the reason that we put so much effort and come up with all of these things that we would like to do in order to get more things. One of these things that we try to get is Ichha Shakti. Ichha Shakti, we know by now, means willpower. Now, the willpower means that we need to use it to continue along the path to accomplish all that we desire. This is what true willpower is. But why is it that we need willpower? What does the willpower affect? This type of willpower does not work against enemies, against demons, against those around us. So why is it necessary? You see, this willpower, this ichcha, is used in a very particular way to serve us. It is used to control our indriya, our senses. When we have the right will over our senses, then we keep these senses in check. In our scriptures, it talks about the 5 indriyas, the 5 senses, as 5 horses. This is the analogy that is used, but let's today take another one. Because we can use 5 dogs. Because back in the day, they had domesticated more horses than we have dogs and cats in our home now. So I want you to imagine if you were trying to walk 5 dogs at the same time, 5 big dogs, what would happen? What is it that would occur if you tried to do this and you have no experience doing so and these dogs are not trained? What would truly happen? You see, they're going to pull you in all different directions. One of them is going to smell food this side. One of them is going to see a toy. One is going to hear a squirrel on this side. And they're all going to pull you in all different directions at the very same time. Now you see where I'm going with this? To manage all of that is very, very difficult. And this is why Ichcha Shakti is needed. This is why we look for this power, this type of Shakti called Ichcha. Because we need it to rein these senses in, to keep control on the leash of these senses. Because wherever the senses are going, that is where our mind then goes. Wherever the senses take us, that is where the mind then will end up. And so the mind has to have a control and have power, Shakti, over these indriyas. And truly it should be that mind that is controlling the senses and not the other way around. We see this many times that though someone says they're going to walk the dog, it looks like the dog is going to walk them. The dog is too big, it's pulling them, it's taking them wherever it wants to go. We say this every time we pass by or driving by. This is the line that comes to mind every single time. We cannot let that happen with us, of course. That's why we must be, as the mind, in control of whatever we're doing. The Ramcharitmanas, of course, speaks about this very topic. Let's see what Bhagavan Shri Ram says. Ram Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram Siya Ram,
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ram Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ram Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ram Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ram Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ram Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ram Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
ओ दुई की होई एक समय भुआला, दुई की होई एक समय भुआला, हंस बटाई खुलाओ बगाला. राम सिया राम, जय जय राम.
Ram Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
ओ दानी कहाओ अरु कृपनाई दानि कहाउब अरु कृपनाई होई की खेम कुशल रोताई राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम
जय जय राम
ओ राम सिया राम जय जय राम
राम सिया राम जय जय राम
राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय राम. This beautiful verse says that it is impossible to be two things at the same time. Dui ki hoi ek samay bhuvala. It is impossible to roar with laughter and to keep your mouth closed. Is it possible to be stingy and to be charitable, a charitable person at the same time? Is it possible to be a hero yet be filled with miseries and worries? The verse is calling out and telling us about how we must be controlled and focused with our mind. We cannot do two things at the same time. Guruji says that he cannot multitask. You ever hear him say this? I say the same thing, and my wife is here, she'll tell you the same thing. I cannot do two things at one time, and especially if the TV is on and you want to have a conversation with me, it can't happen. We need to mute the TV or take it off entirely because I cannot concentrate. But don't be upset with me or don't think me inferior. That is how the mind is supposed to work. The mind is not supposed to be able to do two things at the same time. Because once you split the resources of the mind, the quality goes down. Once you put your effort into two things at one time, it is said that the quality goes down. That's why when you're practicing, you put 100% effort into practicing music. When you're dancing, you put 100% effort into dancing. When you're studying for school, you put 100% effort into the studies and your work and so on and so on. But if you try to do dancing and singing at the same time, what's going to happen? The quality will greatly diminish. You will not be as good as what you would want to be, as if you put 100% of your focus in that one thing. And so the verse tells us that much like how we cannot have two senses running in the different directions, we cannot focus on two different things at the same time. So we must be focused to have these senses controlled. Now, if you were to control these senses, which one of them are you supposed to start with? Which one do you try to control first? One of our senses is of course stronger and greater than the others. Do you know which one it is? Let's go through the list. With the power of hearing, of course, we can listen. Our ears can listen. With the power of sight, with our eyes, what can happen? We can see. We can only see. With the power of smell, our noses, of course, can breathe in different scents. With the power of touch, our hands can only feel. So what is the most powerful? The powerful is the tongue that can speak. Because the tongue can also taste food, speak. And it is said that the words that it can sing and speak can do the opposite effect of what you want, can have the effect that you want, and can cause harm to others in a way that the others cannot, the other senses cannot. It is said that the tongue is the only thing that can cause another person to blush, or it can cause their blood to boil. This is why it is the greatest. The speech that we have can cause people to befriend us or to become an enemy of us. There was once a man who did not believe in this power of words. He did not believe that speech itself was the greatest of all the senses. He was a man of action. He believed that work was the greatest thing to do. He was a police officer. And he did not believe in the traditional school system. He only believed that we would learn by actions and by punishments only. And even more, he thought that spiritual teachings were a waste of time. One day, the police officer was walking by an ashram, and a Swamiji was teaching the young children. He sat there and he listened to the Swamiji, and he couldn't take it anymore. After some time, he became upset. And he calls out to the Swamiji and he says, "What are you doing?" He interrupted them. And he tells the Swami that these children are not going to learn like this. They're only going to learn by doing. You can't teach them to be good by saying these things. You can only show them how to be good, how to be good people. They're too small to understand all of these concepts, and so you have to show them. The Swami replied, at this age, these children are very intelligent. They learn everything that you tell them very, very quickly. But the policeman did not want to listen to this, and he kept on arguing with the Swami. So here's what the Swamiji did. He called over one student, and he tells the student that you should now take this policeman and throw him out of the ashram. And as he's telling him that, the policeman becomes upset. And he says, "Why are you telling him to throw me out? I didn't threaten you. I didn't do anything to you." And he begins to argue. And the Swami laughs. He says, "You see, I didn't even tell you something. I was only speaking to this child, but you became very, very angry. And you became very, very upset. Just by the words I was speaking, you became very, very upset. Now, do you see the power of the words that we say?" The officer understood. And he quietly left the ashram as he became very, very humble at that point in time. He understood that his reaction to just the words of the Swami, without anybody touching him and taking him out of the ashram, was enough to make him so upset. Having the right willpower, the ichcha, means that we must be in control of these senses. That even the tongue that somebody else uses to curse us cannot make our blood boil. But we should ask ourselves now, with this ichcha, whose will should we have? Whose will is it that you have? When we are a baby, we cannot think for ourselves, and so we inherit the will, the ichcha of the parents, of our parents. When we become a teenager, we think that we are now thinking for ourselves. We try to believe that we know better, but we inherit the will of those around us, the teachers and our friends. And we think that we're thinking by ourselves, but we're thinking about what everybody else is thinking. We're very, very influenced. And as we get older and we start to think for ourselves now, we try to find the right path. And we begin the process of looking for what we are destined to do in life as a young adult. But only until you grow older and you find that path and you find what you're looking for is it that you've found your ichcha. You truly think to yourselves, this is my will and this is my decision to make. For example, all these kids here, when they used to come to Mandir and they were smaller, myself included, they would squeeze their nose. You don't want to wake up in the morning. You didn't want to come. I had this every Sunday until my dad would pick me up and drag us out of bed to wake us up. Every time, every week, this would happen. That was not my will to come to the mandir. But after being forced to, what happened now? As a young adult, still growing, now I have my own icha. I have my own will that this is the place that I want to be. That this is the place for me. And of my own volition, that this place is beneficial for me. So in the same way, if we had the will of Bhagwan all the time, that from the time we were born up to now, that would be the true icha. We wouldn't waste time about your parents telling you what to do, your friends telling you what to do. You would know exactly what it is you need to do, what is right for you, what is best for you from the beginning. This icha, this will of Bhagwan, if we had that, at least we know what it takes to become a better spiritual person. You know, our Christian brothers and sisters use this a lot. They say the will of God. But this is a Hindu teaching. Icha, the will of Bhagwan. Icha Shakti, the will of Mata. Mata has, of course, her own will. If you listen to certain sadhakas, some people who have done great penance in their life, you will hear them speak about this, that their sadhana came to them, that this person and that person just happened to meet with them, and this is how they formed this great thing and accomplished this great act. Why is that? They attribute the great success that they have to icha, to the will of Bhagwan. If you follow great sadhus, the same is true. They speak of this when they're asked about worldly events. When things are happening around them, and they're asked, how is it that this is happening? Their response is always, this is the will of Bhagwan, that this is just what is meant to happen, and God has allowed it to be so. So the question is now, are you allowing yourself to then embody this Icha Shakti? Are you seeing that this is the will of Bhagwan, the will of Mata? You know, Guruji says that when we come to Mata, we must empty ourselves, empty your mind entirely in order to be filled again. This is the only way. So when we are looking for Icha, we're looking for the willpower, we must completely surrender, bow in the same way that the policeman did. We must understand that Bhagwan is the greatest. And once we humble ourselves in that way, just like that police officer, only then can we start to think and see the reason that we are being pushed in this direction for the right reason in life. Only then can we start to see that that reason that we're being pushed in that direction is a good one for us. Through that humility and through that Icha, we can then understand. And once we know that direction, you can start to understand that it is Bhagwan who is controlling this aspect for you to grow. And we will accept that direction with gratitude going forward. Prem Shri Jagadambika Durga Mata ki Jai. Shakti Shali Sherovali Mata ki Jai. Before our tea, we will just sing one beautiful bhajan. Please join with me, everyone. Jai Narayani, Jai Jai Durge, Jai Jai Ambe, Namo Namah. Jai Narayani, Jai Jai Durge, Jai Jai Ambe, Namo Namah.
Jai
सिमरन करके अंतर में सुख भर आता। तेरा
पावन सिमरन करके अंतर में सुख भर आता।
हो रोम रोम में प्रेम तिहारा बन के भक्ति बेकर जाता। जय कल्याणी जय जय दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः। जय नारायणी जय जय दुर्गे
जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः।
मन अंतर में मंत्र बनो तुम जीवन के गुंजारो ना। मन अंतर में मंत्र बनो तुम जीवन के गुंजारो ना। जन्म जन्म के संतापों को तेज से अपने जला दो ना। जय रुद्राणी जय जय दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः। जय नारायणी जय जय दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः। जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः। जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः। Tomorrow, everyone, we have our Nograha Puja. This will be done at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. Please join with us if you'd like to come. It's where we do, at the first of every month, we perform Nograha Puja. That means full Abhishek for anyone that is facing any difficulties, any doshas, or you would just like to prevent anything, and you really believe in the Nograha Devta, your bhakti is there, please come on out and perform puja with us, 8 a.m. tomorrow. Also, we have a Father's Day Carnival. This is hosted by the youths of the Mandir. It will be done June 9th. It's a free event at 12:30 p.m. and this will be done at the park just near the Mandir here. It's called Fiji Park. It's going to be an afternoon of fun games, snacks, baked goods are for sale. So please come on out to all the fathers, make this a day for you. And feel free to bring any games, any blankets, chairs, any picnic items. Of course, there'll be some there for you, but feel free to come on out and make it a day for you as well. Thank you, everyone. Let's now please all stand for Aarti. Om Yani Kani Cha Papani Janamantari Kritani Cha Tani Sarvani Vinashyantu Pradakshina Pare Pare.
Om Jai Ambe Gauri Maya Jai Shama Gauri. Jai Ambe Gauri Maya Jai Shama Gauri. तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत, तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत, हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी। ओम जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। मांग सिंदूर विराजत, तीको मृग मद को मैया, तीको मृग मद को। उज्ज्वल से दो नैना, उज्ज्वल से दो नैना, चंद्र वदन को। ओम जय सुर नर मुनि जन सेवत, सुर नर मुनि जन सेवत, तिनके दुख हारे। ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। कानन कुंडल शोभित, नासाग्रे मोती, मैया नासाग्रे मोती। कोटिक चंद्र दिवाकर, कोटिक चंद्र दिवाकर, राजत सम ज्योति। ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत, तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत, हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी। ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, मैया जय श्यामा गौरी, मैया जय श्यामा गौरी, मैया जय श्यामा गौरी।
ॐ शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं, विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं, मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं, लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं, योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं, वन्दे विष्णु भवभयहरं, सर्वलोकैकनाथं। सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके, शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। ॐ द्यौ शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुं शान्ति, पृथिवी शान्ति, रापा शान्तिर्ओषधय शान्ति, वनस्पत्य शान्तिर्, विश्वदेव शान्ति, ब्रह्मा शान्ति, सर्वगं शान्ति, शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि सुशान्तिर्भवतु। Bow. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshar Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Asato ma Sadgamya, Tamaso ma Jyotirgamya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamya. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. प्रेम से बोल उमापति महादेव की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सियावर रामचंद्र की, श्री कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की, श्री जगदम्बे दुर्गा माता की, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। सबको जय जय सीताराम। Thank you everyone. Have a great night.